Alright, good evening. Welcome along. This is the January 2016 meeting for Airstream. I hope everyone had an enjoyable break and a good new year. We're got a little bit of things planned for the start of the year. There's already some events happening and queued up that you'll hear about tonight. So, on the agenda for this evening, a fair bit of network stuff. Justo is going to give you an update on the new network team that has been formed over the break.
Really?
Aren't you?
You formed a team?
Reformed.
Kind of.
Yeah. And what they're planning for the year as well. An update on the barbecue, which is coming up this weekend. We've had a fair bit of interest from volunteers to come down as well, which is good. So thanks to everyone that's got involved with that. We brought along some hardware tonight as well, some new stuff, which we'll just give you a quick look at these later. And I think we've got some new Ubiquiti gear around as well. Obviously you get a closer look at that if you're actually here. And we're also trying to do a few more demos at the meetings this year. So we're going to try one tonight. Justo and Sam have kindly volunteered to give you an overview of AirView, which is the Ubiquiti tool for doing site survey and RF analysis, which is built into all of the devices' software as well, so that's pretty handy. And if you haven't seen it, it'll give you a bit of an idea of what it does and how it can be used to help out with setting up a new link or determining what's wrong with a link or things like that. So yeah, and we might hear some other updates from members as well as they flow into the meeting. Justo, would you like to kick it off with a network update?
Yeah, do that.
He looks prepared over there.
Into that. So the right notes.
Thank you. Oh, that can just happen. There you go.
Someone plug in that. I'll play it next.
Do you need me to plug that in for you?
No?
Or not? Yeah, right now. No?
No, I'm not doing a presentation. I do network first stuff first. Sam is going to come up and talk anyways.
Coolies.
Where do we stand? What is this?
Yeah, that's good.
Slow.
prepared.
Slow. Okay. Yeah, a little bit's happened in a network standpoint, or from a network point of view. I'm just looking at my notes here from our meeting. Okay, so one of the things that has happened now, Cement Hill finally had long overdue maintenance. So they've got new cabling and a link to Halloran Hill. Also, the north-facing 2 GHz sector has now been fixed, which is good. There was the old link to Highgate was supposed to be repurposed to go to SOS West Beach to supply a redundant path for that, but unfortunately they ran out of time on the day, and there was some issues with the outrigger, which will hopefully be fixed at the next site visit. So that link is up, so Halloran Hill to Cement Hill now, which is right there. Should be routing most network traffic. I think it might need a prepend to. I think it's preferring. It's preferring Seaford Rise at the moment for some reason. Oh, you made it! So that need to have a look at that.
So what exactly happened?
What do you mean? What exactly happened?
Just tell us what the details are of that link.
Link.
When you can see it. Halloran to Cement Hill.
Halloran to Cement Hill. It's got a 400 ISO at the Cement Hill end, and a power beam 620, I believe they are, with an ISO on it at the Halloran Hill end. The Halloran Hill end hasn't been aligned yet, but it will be when I can get a climber and get out there. It's currently neg 70.
The rig is reliable, we just need to start to do it.
Yeah, we just need time to do it really. It's neg 70 at the moment, does about 30 megabit, which is better than the 13 megabit it was getting off the Highgate sector, so
Yeah.
I think that's a win at the moment. It can only get better. Well, it's Wi-Fi.
Just use just this stuff instead. Otherwise, you will-
Yeah. That's that. Shido Park almost got fixed when we did Adam's Place, Seaford Rise, but we ran out of time, so unfortunately they closed at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, so we didn't get to make it there. So it'll get fixed the next month or so, hopefully, while the weather's still nice. Anyone looking to help out, let me know, because we need a few people to drop that mast, so be great help. Some stuff happened at UniSA, but I'll get the network team over that's looking after that to talk about that. A couple of things. I'll talk about what happened last night at UniSA. So the UniSA went offline last night for about 10 minutes. Just a power outage, standard power outage. Was the whole campus affected? Yeah, so nothing we can do there, but they have pretty good power, so we don't usually ever see an outage. Highgate Park had an outage as well. It was almost 16-hour outage. Turns out it was the circuit that our gear is on tripped. This breaker tripped because there was people doing stuff up there and someone hit something in another part of the building. Thankfully, the ITEL guy was on that pretty fast and got that reset. So that was fixed in the morning. The network team has been rolling out Router OS on core sites. Almost finished, a few sites to go, but looks like it's going pretty smoothly. I haven't been told of any problems with the upgrade process. So that's upgrading to the latest, which is 6.335 now. Or 6, no 5, because they skipped 4. Seems pretty stable on all the devices. We've uploaded it to 2011s, 750 UPs, and 1850 times 2. That's about all I have. Border 7 at Highgate got changed over as it had a flash fault. So in the new version of AirOS, it actually tells you when the flash chip's dying. So that got changed over to an XW rocket, which then had a cable fault on one of the chains, and then got changed back over to a new XM rocket, so currently new XM. Looks like it's better. I think we're going to try and get the XW back there, so as we now know it's not the rocket. XM XW is the chipset, different versions of the rockets. We're seeing better performance out of the XW, which is obviously the newer chipset, or chipset stuff that they're using. That's about all I have that's interesting for the network team. With the exception of UniSA, which Sam F will talk about, unless you want me to talk about these tickets.
Anything there jog your memory? Recently, let's look by date.
Yeah, we did a channel review. I think Joseph looked after that one. Channel review of the
What's the
ARC.
channel review?
Yeah, just one of the members thought they were getting a bit interference. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too much room to move at the ARC, so yeah, unfortunately nothing can be done about that. This routing anomaly is that Seaford Rise one that I was talking about.
What do you know about that?
It just needs to be pre-appended once. Mainly because the Lonsdale link, the link from Cement Hill to Lonsdale, it must have moved. It's neg 81 at the moment, so it's not great. So I'm probably going to pre-append to the Lonsdale end of that until it gets fixed. We'll see what happens. Highgate Park Stringy packet loss, that got fixed. So it turns out it was a problem with the 750 UP, it's not negotiating with the air fiber properly. That link now maxes out the Ethernet ports on the 750 that I can bandwidth test from at 96 both ways, with one single TCP stream. I believe Chris gets that from Valley View via Trinity. Lonsdale offline, that's an old ticket. As you can see, network team going through and doing the upgrades. You say roster was good, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think someone went through and did a clean up and stuff. Closed off anything that was overdue, whatever.
Correct.
That's all.
It's because I took my phone away from the screen. No problems. I will let Sam talk about UniSA.
UniSA.
No, we don't have a date.
Sometime in the future. The near future.
So, I'm Sam, as you know. So at UniSA, we recently had a rocket die, so old XW. We went there the same day, I think like 3 hours after that it died, and we found that the rocket was dead. We replaced it with a spare rocket that I had, but the final plan is we're going to upgrade it to a AC light. The only issue is we're going to have to require that all members that are currently connected to that sector to upgrade to the current beta. So for the nano beams that are the end devices, we require you to upgrade to beta 6, version 6 beta 5, is it? Otherwise, when we swap it, you won't be able to connect to the sector, because those beta firmwares work with backwards compatibility. Well, we don't have a date on that yet, but I'm assuming it'll be pretty soon, in like a month or two.
How much lead time are you giving people to do that?
We'll probably give them a month. I'm sure a month would be plenty. And if you need help upgrading, if you send an email to Network App, and if you give us login devices, we'll upgrade it for you, if need be.
Sounds like a plan.
That's pretty much it for you.
What are we expected to do?
I don't know, we'll expect clients, if they'd like, they can upgrade to AC gear, potentially doubling performance depending on their link. So, yeah, and
Is there a particular issue it's resolving? Or?
Just a lot of people in the sector.
there's like 9 clients we've seen max on that sector.
Sure.
AC generally handles quite a multi-point better.
What we've also found is the client's uploads are a lot faster with AC gear. Even with the backwards compatibility, like even if they're in N gear, we find that their upload's a lot faster, because the AC rockets can handle the upload a lot better than the current XWs or XMs. Cool.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll swap with you.
Be yourself, Sean.
He's one because we said, oh, do you want to do my presentation?
No, go for it. Yeah, while you're on that. Works, yeah.
I was going to go off say, has anyone got any questions for me as part of the network team?
I would love some questions. Who's got a question for Justo? You may win a prize.
If I ask myself a question, do I get the prize?
Prize is not included.
Prize is BYO prize.
I'm sure Tony has some prizes in his little bag over there.
Here's it about, oh, I need my phone. It's got my notes on it. Yeah, we'll both have my notes on it. Okay, no question? Nothing. No?
There'll be something actually.
Maybe. Alright, so I'm going to do a little brief overview on AirView. And like actually pretty much how to read it from what I understand. The Ubiquiti manual isn't very clear because Ubiquiti's not great at writing manuals. But this is how I understand it works, and this is how I use it, and this is what works for me. Unfortunately, I forgot to load up an AirMagic to show you guys, so unfortunately, but maybe I'll find one. Huh?
Which is? You gotta stop assuming
It's a
everyone-
secret,
everyone else
but they won't know what AirMagic is unless I tell them what this is. Alright, so this is what the AirView screen looks like on end devices. This is a separate Java app. For starters, AirView is a kind of a spectrum analyzer from Ubiquiti. That's built into almost every device except for the first generation power beams, which don't have it. The AC power beams don't have it, because they're missing the AirView chip. But yeah. So basically got 3 graphs that will help you, there's actually 4, but we haven't got another 4th one, but there's 3 graphs that will help you pretty much get a view of the spectrum. So for starters, just give you backstory, this is a spectrum analysis from a live device. My nanostation has got my clients on it at Paradise from 5490 to 5720. So that is what we dictate the 1 watt band, which is basically irrelevant to the power that you can run on it. So the top graph is the waterfall graph, what they call the waterfall graph. So it's a time of a function of frequency. So it updates the total number of RF frames received. You can see at the top I've received 8,000 RF frames since I started the AirView. So basically it's time elapsed. So this AirView's been running for 21 minutes. And on a function of frequency, which is down the bottom, and you can see basically the power levels to scale, and that scale updates in the top corner to what I can see over time. So as you can see, there's obviously a device on 5500, which is my link to Devastator, and there's a device on 5680, which I believe is my link to Uber Ross, maybe. So you can obviously tell they're yellow and got a bits of red, so they're obviously really close, so that's seeing something else at like neg 39, or that's what it thinks it's seeing it at. The next graph is the waveform, so it's power level in dBm with a function of frequency. So it's total number of hits since AirView started, is what the documentation says. So basically what it's saying is that with a graph up here, so it's got 0, 10, 20, 30, 90, 100. Stop me at any time if you want questions, okay? Any time. Or need to catch up, or I'm talking too fast and I'm making sense. So basically it's seeing something on this at neg 50 in correlation to the thing. So yellow, so it's seeing 70 hits at neg 50 since AirView started on this device. And obviously you see more down the bottom because you get more just ambient noise. And obviously higher power levels for closer devices because you can see them better, obviously. Lower for lower devices. And then the bottom one is real-time view, which has current, average, and maximum in real time. So obviously the current is the yellow line, and the maximum is the blue line, and the average is the green, solid green down the bottom. The thing about this is you can actually click on the bottom graph, and you can actually tag a frequency, and it will show you what you're seeing it at in real time. So if you click on, say, this, it'll show you, so it went up to neg 20, or whatever it is. So obviously there's a lot of 5 gig spectrum to scan. And this is obviously a bit noisy. This is the frequency band here we're allowed to use, between 5600 and 5660. So when I do my AirViews, I do it in 3 parts, or 2, because we're not supposed to use one of them. But there's 3 parts. So I usually do from 5170 to 5340. So that's what they call the 200 milliwatt band, which is the indoor band. And I run it for 5 or 10 minutes when I get a good reading of the spectrum. If I'm having a lot of trouble on a link, I'll run it for like an hour or 2 hours when I'm having issues. The next one I scan is this spectrum, which is 5490 to 5720. That's got the 1 watt band with about 10 megahertz on each side, just so I can see stuff that's leaking into the other bands. And then the other one, which is the upper band, which is the 5700 to 5835. So they're the 3 I scan. So basically, I'll run 5-10 minute AirViews on each band when I'm doing a site for each device, and then I'll make my frequency selections from that. If you right-click on this page somewhere, you can save it as a picture or a CSV. Useful. I only figured that out when I read documentation. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So basically, if I was to look at this has been running for 25 minutes now. I know that there's a device here somewhere. There's 30 megahertz of device. There's always a device in 40 megahertz or something. It could be 2 devices or another one. That's because that's obviously not picking up a lot of data in those little things, that time frame there. There's some devices here, obviously. That's a Panamax thing. There's another device on that frequency, which is obviously centered on 5580. And then there's obviously a link on 5680, because it's the center band of that noise. So if I was going to choose a link, if I was going to choose somewhere to put in this band, I wouldn't. But if I had to, I'd put it here on 55, 60, if we can use it. But it's not ideal. So it's all about finding the cooler spots, less interference. Just flick over to the presentation. I've got a slideshow. Yeah. This is the next picture. Basically, that's that. Next one. So this is a link. This is an overview from my client link to Ross Trevor. So obviously you can see different devices. So these devices are different ways around. It's silly, but you can see different links, different noise in different places. The AAC AirView is really annoying because you can't shrink the spectrum. You can only view the whole thing in one AirView, so it's a bit more difficult to get good fine readings. But yeah, so just the next one. That is what that device sees. No, it's not. Click spacing it, and again. That's what that device sees in a scan list. So that's obviously some of the stuff that's coming up in that AirView. Generally, if there's something generating noise that's not Wi-Fi, it will still show on the spectrum, but it won't show in here. Go back. This is from that nanostation last night. Forward one more. This is from that same nanostation that I was just air viewing on. Obviously, you can still see some similarities. This is simply a different frequency band set, but if you just go back to the white page, that's what that nanostation can see. So as you can see, it gives you a good outlook of your spectrum. And then, yeah, so I'll show you about choosing link now. So go back to the O'Halloran Hill, get out of the presentation, yeah, go back to the O'Halloran Hill. So this is a live AirView from the device at O'Halloran Hill pointing at Highgate. Obviously you can see there's a big chunk of noise there. That's 100 megahertz of noise. There's another. And that's 160 megahertz of noise. So obviously some of the devices are at O'Halloran Hill, and some are probably NewScope, Unity, all that kind of fun stuff. So when looking at this, I look at this and pretty much say there's nowhere to put a link because 5500 to 5600 is all full. There's maybe a little bit of room here, but it's not much. Yeah, so Wi-Fi obviously operates in a usually frequency of 20 megahertz. This one. Just a live AirView, yeah. Get out of that. Go back here. It's logged you out of these other pages. That tab that says login. Yeah. Ubint. Do you know the password?
Any questions yet?
Anyone confused?
I don't know. I can't tell if they're confused or just deeply interested. So this one's a bit more helpful because we can actually pick somewhere to put a link in this one. So this is an AirView from a rocket at Tringy going to Prospect. So obviously I've got a lot of noise. This is GSPV. Valley View is in there somewhere with a link from Unity as well. And then there's another link to Highgate and Devastator share the other red block. And then there's one more link, and it leaves me what it is. Anyways. And there's, so if I was, so this is an AirView, it's been running for, well, obviously not very long because we just opened it. But in this frequency band, I can actually pick somewhere to put a link. Like, if I scroll your mouse over here, Sandy. So 5750, it's actually a pretty good spot in that direction to put something. It's very clean-ish. You notice there's not a lot of, it is very close to other things, so
could be a bit of a problem, but if I had to put a link, that's where I put it. And that band would look like the Highgate band. So it's all about finding the coolest spot to put a link. And noise generally doesn't mean interference. I mean, if it's something you can see, but it's not TXing when you are, or proceeding when you are, or however that works, TXing when you are, might not even interfere. So for example, like these are air fibers, that one, and there's one up there for, sorry, there's only two there. That one. They're great. I had them on the same channel for about a month, and I took them off because I started having issues at the remote ends with other devices. But they didn't interfere with each other. That's the good thing about the air fibers. They TX and transmit. They TX and RX at the same time with GPS sync, which is great. Yeah. So I know I haven't really explained how to pick a link, kind of, pick a frequency, but does it kind of make more sense? How to read an AirView, maybe? Yeah? No? Maybe? Does anyone have any questions?
So I'll ask a question. What about the left-hand part of the spectrum then?
Yeah.
Looks nice and empty.
That's the spectrum the Newscope uses.
Okay.
So that's a 200 milliwatt indoor band. It's supposed to be used for indoor or very short links. I don't believe it's Newscope. I don't believe it's an indoor band as such. I think it's 200 meters or something. Yeah, but is there a limit, like a distance restriction on it, or is it just indoor?
It's just very low power.
Yeah, it's just low power, so it doesn't work very far. 200 milliwatt, which I think is like 3 dBm or something. Not a lot of power. Not a lot of power. The best thing about Ubiquiti device, if you're not sure about how much power they use, you can press the button that says calculate my ERIP. It takes care of it all for you. Which is really fun. If you enter your antenna gain properly. And then you can't just enter like a 27 dB dish and then 27 dB of cable loss. That's cheating.
Where's that button?
It's in the wireless tab underneath the scanners. And DFS, if on DFS themselves. So yeah, that's basically just a really low powered band. That from Chiringi you won't see much, which I'm surprised about, but this is pointing the opposite way from the Newscope site. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. But people do there are sometimes high powered things in that band, which is not supposed to be happening, but that's what the world we live in, I guess. Questions? More questions?
Anyone really wondering what he's talking about?
It's a very time-consuming thing. They use. So you've got to remember on the old end devices, the link does drop when you run an AirView because they only have one radio in them. So the link drops to do the AirView scanning. The ACS stuff's pretty good because it's got two. Use one for AirView. Yeah.
Does it like us twice as much?
Hey? No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. What are you running beta 8 on anything? APR 3 or Highland Hill? Or you just go to air control. This is air control. This is what we use to manage all our Ubiquiti devices. And thank you for Sam for setting up all the folders. But we're all part of it now and we all manage it. Yeah, right click and open the reviewer. See if they didn't auto log you in. Righty. So this is the new sector at, it's got 5 clients on it now. This is the new sector at Halloran Hill, the AC sector pointing towards Aberfoyle Park. This is the new beta firmware, which is backwards compatibility firmware. So I think if you scroll up, it's client list. I believe there's 2 5 gig clients on this and 3 AC. That's 5 gig, isn't it? Oh yeah, they are, because the device name's there. That's smart. Anyway, I'll quickly give you a run over of AirMagic, if you click the little magic wand. So AirMagic is basically AirView, but it shows you the client end as well, kind of. At least that's the way I understand it, for anyone that's used it. So you've got your AP AirView, And then you've got BGP clients there view. There's only 4 for some reason. Oh, because one doesn't support it yet. So you can obviously. This is about picking a frequency, probably more of a WISP thing or just even multi-point things of you want to pick a frequency that's not going to be bad for your clients and bad for yourself. Bad for the sector. It also gives nice, helpful hints. So obviously at 20 megahertz, the spectrum efficiency here is 1.33 megabits per megahertz. And it obviously offers you suggestions. As it's saying if we went on to 57, 75, we'll get 1.2 megabits. And then what's the other one? 50, yeah. And then we're on 5840 at the moment. And then that's whatever. So it's a bit more helpful. It runs all the time in the background so far as I'm aware, using that extra radio and sends data. I know that you don't usually get data unless the DIAS has been up for an hour. But yeah, it's that new thing that hopefully gets better and better over the year. I found it pretty unreliable at the moment. I don't know if anyone's had any experience. Yeah, I've had great success with it in places and not great success with it in some other places. Yeah, that's what I've got for you. So,
How long's that been out for now? The new beta?
The new beta?
Yeah.
Since November, start of November? Yeah. So we obviously went through beta 2, which was bad. And then we went beta 3, which was slightly better. And then beta 4 got slightly better, then beta 5. But hopefully beta 6 is out soon. Apparently it's the best firmware ever for the backwards compatibility stuff. What the people in the forums are saying. So yeah. Now, that's that. I'd like to ask. Anyone got any questions for me before I go on to something else? Well, not going on to anything else, but people like to see more how-to-y things at the meetings. Like, I was thinking maybe I'd like to ask you guys what you'd be more interested in seeing. I was thinking maybe doing how to connect to an AP with assigning your IP address in a node database, and then doing a standard client connection, and then doing another session on like doing BGP and what BGP requires and why you would do BGP, and then setting up BGP peers. And then,
Suggestions.
yeah. I'm looking for suggestions. Would like to do things like this at the meetings. Obviously help everyone who doesn't know, and extend other people's knowledge as they might miss things. I learn something new every time, every day.
I think
Is
it's
that
a good idea,
something-
because it's on YouTube, people can watch it, view it later, at their leisure as well. Go over it 3 times. If they don't understand it, they can go over it 3 times.
Things like things on how to stumble. I know we've done one of them in the past, but stumbling would be good too. About how to actually determine what a good stumble is.
Stumble kit update,
I don't have an update. I believe it's almost ready apparently.
but we will soon have 3,
We're building another one.
or is it 4 now?
Dave's got one. 2? 3.
Including the 2 new.
There is 3, but I don't know where the one is.
That's just 2 old ones and 2
Yeah.
Which comes with fancy stumbling software. I think we're going to have to do a how-to. Google do a how-to on the software.
Well, they'll be slightly different, won't they?
Yeah, always. That's cool. So we'll probably look at
Very
doing more and more things like that. I'll get members of the network team to volunteer. They actually have to come to a meeting first, don't they? I'll go over the network team. So basically, I've been extremely busy, but I've mainly, hopefully, organised most of the network team stuff. So basically running with the same team as last year, but I haven't emailed out to members yet asking people to nominate, because I wanted to look at maybe a different approach. The issue I think I had last year was that I had a lot of people that had been on for a long time, and I'm kind of losing a little bit of interest. But what I want to do is get a bit of younger people in to be mentored with the more experienced people, to do things like work with them to do the presentation about BGP, or work with them to do stuff like that, so they learn about how the network operates, and so they can take a full seat position on the network team in future years. And someone can take my spot, and I can sit back and complain at the table. No.
Forget that, you're in there, mate.
I'm in there, I'm stuck. So yeah, that's something I'm looking at. If anyone's interested, send me an email. Send me an email at network@, email Justo, committee. I read all of the emails, or someone will be reading them. Yeah, so I'll send out another email around to members about all that when I get time this week or next week, so we can start getting that kicked off. And our first meeting for technically the new team will be the 4th of February at our usual gathering place. Should be good.
Alright.
Does anyone know anything I missed or anything I should cover while I'm
Did you go over Highgate Park?
Yep.
New Switch? Right.
Oh yeah, got a Highgate Park. We did fix the air fiber switchy thingy with the 750, but the reason why it's fixed is because it got an ERX SFP, which is obviously the things that we're rolling out now, kind of in certain circumstances for things like that. Particularly good for AC stuff because that's gigabit PoE.
Did we know if one out why it went down?
Yeah, break. It was a break. Someone knocked a plug and it was like half hanging out, so it was shorted out.
That's what I thought. Someone must be
Yeah.
working there.
We thought it was a UPS, and we're like, no, another UPS. It was funny because Sam went there and an hour later it went down. I was like, yeah, that's what we did. I was like, what'd you do? I promise.
Cool.
Anything?
Awesome. So any other network updates from the floor, or you guys all...
Adam would love to talk about his side.
I think everyone actually had a holiday, mate. They didn't do anything.
Nah,
All break.
why would you?
That's true. That's alright.
All good.
Alrighty, thank you.
Over to you.
So just briefly, I'll just cover some of the other... I don't really have anything to show. You might want to leave yours plugged in for a while. We're trying out a new video setup again, so things are a bit...
All the dodgy things I'm showing.
Sean's brought in his fancy new camera and everything. Is it looking good? So just some other things on the agenda. We've been discussing ASLAN is one. Now, you know, we had an ASLAN just before the new year. And we've actually had a few of the ASLAN teams stand down because they're just too busy with work and other commitments. So we are looking for volunteers for ASLAN. ASLAN, of course, is our premier gaming event that we try and hold about quarterly, at least. And it's a fairly big fundraiser for the club. We've got a fair bit of infrastructure for holding LANs, all the switching equipment and servers and things like that, which is club-owned equipment. We then take that out to a venue that we've leased for the weekend or for at least one day, and hold a gaming / just general technology event at the place. So we need people that are interested in kind of logistics, organising and promotions mainly. We do have some technical people still involved, and they know a fair bit about getting it all set up. So whilst we could always use more technical hands, we're really looking for someone that wants to step up and manage the whole thing, and try and basically get it up and running, and running as well as it used to. So we, of course, thanks to the previous team who spent the last couple of years at least managing the ASLANs, and they're doing a great job. But we're all getting pretty busy, and of course it's time to let someone else have a go as well. So keep that one in mind, and just get in touch with us through any of our normal channels if you're interested at all in ASLAN gaming type events, and then all on a weekend as well. So if you've only got your weekends to kind of participate, that might be a good one as well. One other thing I was going to mention, I'm just checking. Just in regards to meetings, so we may be doing some meetings at other venues as well, just to give everyone a heads up on that. We have a few other options for this meeting, which we do monthly on the last Wednesday, and just to make it a bit more easier for some of our members that live up north or far south, or that can't make it here for whatever reason, we may, and I think we probably will be, just shifting it around every few months. We'll give you a fair bit of advance notice. I know we've done a few at up north there at the other school, so yeah, it may be there or somewhere else, just to keep it kind of interesting and let different people get involved that can't make it. Tony, did you want to come up and just tell us quickly what the update is for the barbecue this weekend?
Yep.
Of course, now Tony's been doing a great job with setting up the barbecues. He's out there every time, so we thank him immensely for that. And we do get a fairly good fundraising opportunity out of these barbecues. So if you guys can get involved, it's very appreciated. He'll tell you more.
Yeah, do you want to show up the volunteers? Sure.
Where's that?
Well, we got a actual. Sean set up a roster for Saturday.
I just got emailed from participants.
Oh, it's only by email.
You get a CC.
Anyway,
That's all right.
we've got a full team. There is perhaps a little bit of concern that there's rain forecast, so it may impact a little bit on the turnout. We have got an option for the Sunday, but so far we've got 2 people who've put their hand up for the Sunday, which is a bit tough. Unfortunately, I can't make it on a Sunday because I've got a poker tournament on $7 grand, so I can't miss out on that. It would have been good to have that extra Sunday. We have got the option at any time to
But
have
you've only got 2 people available.
2 people
for the whole
so
day.
far put their hand up.
So if we could get a few more Sunday people, we could potentially run it on
and
both
Sunday's
days.
going to be a nice day too, so that
Cool.
could potentially be a good day.
Yep.
So yeah, it would be good. I know it's short notice,
Yeah.
but I know last time we managed to run it with 4 people, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
so
we
you-
took in
You're
about,
saying they're fairly flexible. We could kind of
yeah.
decide the
He's-
last
the
minute
days the site is open for us to have an extra run on Sunday.
Cool.
In fact, they do like have a 2-day event.
Yep.
It draws in people, it gives it a good atmosphere. It's the last day of the sale too.
yeah, sure.
So yeah, that is the option. But anyway, apart from that, everything's go. It's an 8. They open at 7 o'clock, I think, or 8 o'clock, I think, on Saturday. But 8:30. Usually, if we get here at 8:30, that'd be fine. Just to set it up, and hopefully we'll have a good day.
Yeah. So if you can help out on the Sunday, this Sunday weekend, please let us know as soon as possible. It would be good to run the barbecue both days, but
Yeah, comfortable. I mean, it's a bit hard to ask people to be there all day.
yeah.
But even perhaps 2-3 people can handle the barbecue at any time, really.
How many total have we got on Saturday? Over the whole day?
How many
6
people? I think we've got 8. I think, sure,
8?
don't we? From memory, yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got 8 people.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah, so not all at once.
Yeah, which is good. That's a first, really. It's usually a couple of us just busting our balls the whole weekend.
that's right.
so-
They've even given me half a day off.
Yeah. No,
So-
and plus the people that are volunteering only have to come for a few hours rather than...
That's right.
Yeah, it's good.
That's right. As long as, and we've got people to start and people to tidy up, which is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm looking. I think it should be okay. It is the second last day of their sale, and last year we had a very good turnout. In fact, it was nearly as good as the Bunnings one we had. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for everyone who volunteered for the day, and hopefully we'll pull in a bit of money for our funds.
No, we don't. You better tell everyone where it is again and what...
Oh yes, it's
How to get there.
it's on Trinity Gardens. It's just past the parade.
Portrush Road and
Portrush
McGill
Road.
Road. Is it? McGill Road, Portrush Road.
Yes, that's
Pretty
right.
much, just down.
Oh, that's right. There's 2. Yes, that's right. It's just past McGill Road on the right hand side. You can see the Ford service centre next door.
Yeah.
it's
So if you're in the area,
easy to see.
Come on down. The last time it was good. We had guys just popping in on their way out to do some shopping or whatever as well. Say hello and grab a snack or whatever.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. So that's about it for January. Obviously, there hasn't been heaps happening with the break and everything, but we're slowly getting the ball rolling again. This will be a good one to get us, back in the funding game as well. So, any other ideas? Of course, feel free to let us know. We're doing the barbecues because they're fairly easy to do, and there's not a huge commitment as far as setting up and tearing down. Places like Officeworks and Bunnings provide the barbecue and everything, so it makes it easy as well. But of course, there's plenty of other opportunities, I'm sure. Do let us know. besides that, membership is the only other way we do raise funds. We've got ASLAN, which happens quarterly, and all of these funds, of course, are what help us build the network. So we need to come up with as many creative ways of doing that as possible. So if there's nothing else from the floor, any other questions or news, I might just wrap it up. And of course, if you're viewing this online, thanks for watching. And I'm sorry it was a little bit disorganised at the start, but we'll make it better next time, I'm sure. So thanks for viewing, and we'll see you next month on the last Wednesday of February.